Friends, greetings friends, on a topic, different one, contemporary one, relevant one. Today let us discuss about the situation that human race is facing today. Human race is at a cross section of its life. It is at a juncture where it is not able to find or for itself the direction, the path, the journey that it wants to undertake or move forward to, so that not only the current generation but the upcoming generations also not only feel secure, they feel satisfied, they feel happy, they feel motivated to do, contribute, or achieve their goals as per their desire, as per their dreams. The dreams, aspirations, and successes, and many other things today feel subjugated, suffering, or maybe lost in the kind of situation that we are experiencing today. You name any country in the entire world, any country across the world, every country is at a juncture where it is not finding itself confident to tackle the problems that the human race is facing today, be it any continent, be it anywhere, be it any place. And the human race is feeling lost, feeling dejected, or feeling clueless. There are many countries in the world, they are very developed. They are having their own problems. Despite having all kind of facilities, the basic facilities or the fundamental things at their disposal, still they are suffering. Then there are countries where many things are not up to the mark. They don't have proper medical care, education care, or whatever services or care or whatever you call it, and they are also suffering. The current situation for last 2 years, due to COVID-19 or coronavirus, whatever you call it, countries are having two sets of problems. One is man-made, the second one is corona-made. Corona-made, it is understandable because no country has any control over it. Where did it originate from? How did it travel to different countries, and how did it, cover the maximum population on this earth? On this earth, people are lost, people are clueless, people are not able to find out the solution. Even the vaccines found out or invented, they are not they are not appearing or finding themselves not so purposeful. Still many people, perhaps after even being vaccinated, they are finding themselves contracted with this virus. But the countries which are affected by coronavirus, they can still have a good future, a comparably good future, safe future, happy future, satisfied future in comparison to the countries which are facing two sets of problems, both the sets of problems, that is man-made and corona-made also. Let me come back to my own country, India. India is having both the sets of problems. India is having problems, man-made also and corona-made also. And somehow the current situation in the country is not giving much confidence to the people here, to the citizens here, to the country and to the countrymen, so that they can find themselves, engaged, committed, motivated, and to be contributed towards the goal of their families, societies, and the country. Still, people are running here and there. Still, people are trying to find some solace, trying to find some solution, but it is, it's a kind of mirage. It is not achievable. It is not being achieved. It is not being, it is not in the grasp of the population living in this country. And the kind of, economic, social, or political climate that we are having in the country is one that is another cause for concern for the country, for the countrymen. The kind of governance, the kind of politics, the kind of administration, the kind of things at the place, at the ground, it is not giving much confidence so far as fight against this coronavirus or COVID-19 is concerned. Vaccination is running short. Vaccination, despite all best efforts, is not taking place. Productions are lesser. Population is too much. Government is also lost in the direction. It doesn't find itself confident, comfortable to handle this crisis. Apart from this crisis, many other crises also. And the government, the central government led by PM Modi itself is kind of in a situation where it is not able to tackle, it is not able to, generate much confidence in the minds of the public. So today, friends, come back to the topic today, what I'm going to discuss. And the topic today, the title of the topic today is Failed Modi Government a Liability Now for India. Is it true? Can we say this? Is the Modi government is a failed government? Is the Modi government a failed government? Is a liability now for India because it is not able to solve the problems or tackle the problems for the country? The kind of decisions it is taking, the kind of priorities it is finding itself in, it is totally a kind of skewed priorities, skewed decisions that are not going to give fruits, yield fruits. Rather, it is going to cause more and more problems for the country, for the countrymen. And somehow I have a feeling, or we should have a feeling, that the kind of social, the kind of political, the kind of economic situation that the country is having currently at present, it is going to create much problematic situations, hellish situations in the future. And if we really are interested in having a safe and happy future for ourselves, for the upcoming generations, then we must strive to do something so that we come out of this hellish, diabolical situation. So let us, friends, come back to the topic and let me finish this discussion without taking too much of time. But at the same time, before I start, let me request each one of you to, if you like this discussion, please like it. If you like this discussion, please share among your friends and relatives. And if you find it interesting, then please subscribe and encourage others to subscribe also. So let me come back to the topic, and the topic of today's discussion is Failed Modi Government a Liability Now for India. It is taking devastating decisions. It is having poisonous priorities, and that is why almost every Indian, maximum majority of Indians, have a feeling now that this government should go. And that is why, some 1 year back, some of the social circles, some of the NGOs, or some of the influential people, they were asking, or they were rather chanting slogans like "Go Corona Go," but rather the slogan for the current year 2021 perhaps appears to be "Go Government Go." Devastating decisions taken by the government, poisonous priorities decided by the government, and "Go Government Go" is the ultimate choice or option that the people of the country, India, perhaps are left with. So let me start the discussion. Everywhere or anywhere, wherever you see, the life itself is lost. The livelihood itself is lost. People do not know how to survive, how to generate income, how to face the daily needs, the problems of daily needs of our life, our families, our societies, and everything. No work is happening, whether it is government, whether it is private. No work is happening anywhere. Anarchy appears to be everywhere. Anarchy is perhaps reigning supreme in the country. Nobody knows what is happening and what to do. Situation is totally out of control. Even Prime Minister Modi appears to be a lost guy. He doesn't appear to be in control of the things. He has lost full control, or rather any control over things, over the state of affairs in the country. The way priorities are being decided, decisions are being taken, it appears that Modi government is a liability now for India. Initial euphoria of 2014, when it came to power, has disappeared, is gone. Modi government is proving to be a pernicious one, killing hopes, aspirations, and dreams of millions of Indians. A government that came to power in 2014, riding on so-called popular majority votes cast by crores of Indians hoping to get out of the morass prevailing at that time, is now victim of its own suicidal self-promotional web. The blunder of 2014 was perhaps repeated in 2019 also by the majority Indian citizens, and the results or the outcomes are for all of us to see. 2020, 2021, everywhere, both the years. We all are forced to think this way because of the prevailing hellish conditions across the country. People are dying, people are losing lives, families, incomes, businesses, even their hopes and dreams. People are losing, are not having any willingness to survive, any willpower to work. Governments don't know which direction to move forward in. You talk about the central government under PM Modi, you talk about any state government in any state under the chief ministers. They all appear to be directionless, clueless. They do not know where to go, which direction to move forward to. Existing national problems in 2014 or before have not only aggravated, but new ones have also got added with no solutions in sight. The list becomes lengthy. if not unending, if one starts counting them. PM Modi government has no idea at all about tackling the national issues troubling the country. Rather, it is adding insult to injury by creating new ones, curse its devastating actions and decisions. The Modi government itself appears to be a big problem, perhaps. Now, the way it is destroying the federal structure of our country provided by the Constitution of India. State governments are not allowed to function. They do not perhaps enjoy any autonomy. Every now and then they are being fingered, poked by the central government. They are not allowed to function independently. By selling a platform ticket of rupees 5 for rupees 50 and petrol or diesel of rupees 35-30 per liter, three times more higher, 110 rupees, 105 rupees, or 100 rupees a liter, the government, the Modi government, is itself promoting black marketing. So it cannot have the moral power or authority to stop black marketing in the country. As a result, the common public is troubled by deadly killing inflation. Prices of everything, whether it is eatables, fuels, or whatever you call it, everything, cereals, everything is rising. It is going beyond the control reach of the common people. Nobody knows what to do, how to do, and what kind of, how to make ends meet. And because the Modi government itself is perhaps practicing black marketing of things that it has control over, how it can have the moral power or authority to ask others or businessmen to not do any sort of black marketing. And we have been experiencing this particularly in this current year between March and June or even May, where even medical equipment treatment for the coronavirus or for COVID-19, we have seen how oxygen, hospital beds, medicines, PPE kits, even many other things, even vaccines also, like how they are being sold at much higher cost in comparison to their original costs. The indicative list of problems, as I was talking to you, that the new problems are being added, and at the same time the old ones are not only existing, they are getting fortified, they are becoming stronger and stronger, and resulting into the Modi government not able to, or not being able to solve any one of them. The indicative list of national problems is given below. Corona or COVID-19, as we are saying for last 2 years. Desbandi means national lockdown. After in the light of the coronavirus or the COVID-19, GST faulty system. GST has become a total mess now, resulting into the businesses getting closed. That means vyapar bandi or business closures. Demonetization, unemployment, Indian economy is collapsed totally. No sight of any kind of oxygen in the Indian economy. If you The government is claiming that foreign reserves have touched $600 billion, but so is the case with the foreign debt. It is also almost as good as $600 billion, somewhere here 5-10% lower or something like that, but both are equal now. That means your entire foreign reserves are gone or lost if you take into account the foreign debt. It is almost, foreign debt is also, it is a very high percentage of the Indian GDP also. All pervasive deep-rooted corruption, partisan, biased, sedition or treason definitions adopted by the Modi government. Whatever it suits to it, it is designing the definition of treason or sedition, and that way it is trying to penalize people talking against its philosophy. Education system is collapsed, medical system is totally collapsed, that we have just experienced. Constitutional institutions have also collapsed. Kashmir and Article 370, it is an unending problem now. It was, the decision was taken to abrogate or abolish 372 so that Kashmir becomes normal, devoid of any terrorism, devoid of any violence, but that is not happening. Then national security and terrorism, they continue to be a very big problem for us. Corona mass deaths that we have seen, the government figures, official figures are around 400,000, 4 lakhs. But some private organizations doing research, they are claiming that it may touch even 4 million or 5 million, 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs. Business environment is totally destroyed. Poverty is continuing as usual. Even before independence it was there, during independence, after independence, and now also poverty has become stronger and stronger. So much so that 25-30% of the middle class people, they have gone into the poverty line, below poverty line, or below poverty line, or poverty line, or they have touched poverty. Rising inflation, extremely selfish ruling class, divided or divisive society. The society today appears highly divided, highly divisive. Relatives, friends, they are not able to see eye to eye. The kind of political climate has been created, or the kind of communal climate has been created in the country, that people don't like others' views. Everybody thinks that I am okay, the other person is not okay, you are not okay, I am okay, you are not okay. Democratic values are perhaps getting demolished, or rather they are now demolished. Relations with international countries or neighboring countries are at the lowest, at nadir. Women atrocities and crime related to women are rising, or rather are highest among all many countries. Even the neighboring countries, they don't have this sort of crime rate against women. Bigotry, decline in Indian values that we are all seeing. Citizenship Amendment Act 2020, or National Register of Citizenship. This is another, kind of Pandora's box. It is being used politically. Whenever the ruling government finds it suitable, they use it. Otherwise, they keep quiet about it. Centralization of power is too much. Loot in the name of disinvestment by banks, by the governments. Looting of banks in the name of non-performing assets, or insolvency bankruptcy code, that we are all seeing day to day basis. Legislature, executive, judiciary, perhaps they are all collapsed. The all three wings of the administration or the governance, we can say perhaps with more comfort and confidence that they appear to be collapsed. They are not able to provide the kind of administration or governance that the country deserves, or the country badly needs. Now, I will just share a story with you. There used to be a barber in the village. It was his job to save haircut, massage people coming to him. Children, young and old, all used to come to him, get their haircuts, get their beard shaved, get their mustache trimmed, shaved, and then go away. The barber would keep all his customers entangled in the greed of more customers, and thus he will be asking them to wait for their turn to be attended. It was his nature of functioning in order to promote and publicize about being extremely busy and in demand. In this process, he would leave someone's mustache half done, someone's hair cut in half, leave someone with shaving cream applied to shave, prepare a razor for shaving, and thus keep everyone trapped in some form or the other. People would think that this barber is always extremely busy, in demand, and working 24 hours a day. Overall, all the customers would be confused with him, regretting their decision of coming to him, seeing their status and luck, finding themselves trapped at the hands of the barber. But because he was the only barber in the village, people were forced to bear his impractical behavior tantrums. This appears to PM Modi also. Seeing or finding opposition totally lost, clueless, directionless, no power, spineless, and the media talking about there is no alternative to Modi or the BJP. Modi is behaving like this barber, and the people of this country, or the countrymen, the India and Indians, they are also forced to, tolerate, to bear the behavior tantrums of Modi, and that we are seeing in the national television channels when he comes up for some sort of national, discourse, or when he comes to speak to the people, his speeches are aired, and you will find in almost all his speeches what he talks and how he talks. First of all, many things, many desired things are not taking place, and when he comes on the television, he will always talk high about himself. He will always say that he has been doing the best. He will always say that the previous, incidents were never like this, and we are facing an unprecedented, unimaginable time at our hands today. The crisis is unimaginable. The crisis is unpredictable, and that is why we are having this kind of situation. And he will always put the blame on others. But because the country, or the people of this country, they don't have any other alternative at present, people are forced to live with him or bear with him. Similar is the status of India and its citizens. As I told you the story about this barber, the condition has reached a status now that a replacement to Modi government is inevitable. If India and Indians need to survive, flourish, grow, progress, blossom on all possible fronts. Actually, the current time, the present time now has reached to such a level that this must go, this situation must go, and anyone responsible for this situation must go also, either resign or go, whatever, on their own or whatever. But if they are not resigning, if they are not living on their own, then the country or the citizens of this country, they will have only one choice: to let them go or allow them to go or force them to go, move out of the scene, because they are not able to solve the problems of this country, they are not able to handle the problems of the country, they are not able to provide a kind of atmosphere, environment there where people can, work freely, comfortably, happily, satisfactorily, so that they can achieve their family goals, individual goals, national goals, or societal or social goals also. The Modi government is perhaps not having any vision, mission, culture, and values for itself or our great country. And anybody who doesn't have a vision, mission, values, and culture, he or she or they doesn't have, or don't have any locus standi, or any authority, or any moral authority to survive, or to, to be to be present in the kind of situation that we are going through. PM Modi must read the situation prevailing at the ground. And if he fails to read the situation prevailing at the ground, then he must be ready to face the consequences also. Friends, this is all I wanted to discuss with you today. The situation, the overall situation pertaining to or related to any individual, family, society, country, whatever you call it, is not very encouraging. We must make it encouraging. Not only we make it encouraging, we must make or create an environment, atmosphere where most of us feel active, feel activated, feel motivated, feel dedicated, and feel committed, so that our generation, the generation that we are active, that we are living in, and the upcoming generations must have a better future ahead, must have a safe future ahead, must have a happy future ahead, must have a satisfied future ahead, and they must be able to achieve their dreams whatsoever they are trying to find or see for themselves. With these lines, friends, I will just close my discussion today with a message that let good times come, and let, for everyone, let a future full of hopes, full of aspirations, and happening dreams must be at our doorsteps. All the best, friends. Have a great future ahead, and thank you again. Thanks, friends.